All right, so it has been somewhat announced, confirmed that Arman Tsarukyan will be facing Dan Hooker in November in Qatar. So this is an interesting fight, a fight that Dan Hooker has been calling for years now, I'd say. And you know, there's a lot of Arman Tsarukyan fans. There's a lot of things said on here about Arman Tsarukyan that I don't agree with. At this point, I do not think Arman Tsarukyan is a top 20 fighter. I think if he adds more wins on his resume, like Dan Hooker and like other prominent lightweights, he can make his way up there. But let's chill, you know. Well, let's calm down on moving people into the GOAT list immediately. Like Ilya Tafoya, that's a different conversation. He's won two belts. He's knocked out uh, some prominent pound for pound fighters, two number one pound for pound fighters at one point in their career. Uh, I forgot. I don't think Charles got that either. But a lot of talk is about Ilya facing Arman Tsarukyan, who rightfully is the number one contender. You look at his resume. I mean, he dominated regionals, came in 2019 against Islam Makhachev. Very close fight, lost it by unanimous decision. It got fight of the night as well. And then after that, he went on the major win streak he's been on. Or no, he lost again. Went on a five-fight win streak. Um, beat Albert, beat Davey Ramos, Mount Favola, beat Christos Gagos, TKO'd Yoel Alvarez, who Yoel Alvarez is a really good lightweight. I really like his skill set, and I do think Yoel Alvarez will be a top contender in the next coming years. Then he lost the fight against Mateus Gamrot. It was a really good fight. Gamrot again is a very tricky fighter, but after that goes on another 4 fight win streak, capping it off with Joaquin Silva third round TKO. Benil Dariushi knocked out, and Oliveira he beat by split decision after UFC 300 after Oliveira lost his title. I do believe. Let's yeah no I that was his next fight, but I will not deny that Arman Tsarukyan is a very, very talented fighter. 28 years old. He is going to be a killer for the next few years. But, like, it's tough, man. I think that Dan Hooker being in the top of this division during a lot of these controversies with Connor, with Khabib, not very much activity in the lightweight division as far as the top of the division. But he lost that one, got submitted by Islam Chandler Poirier. But he's picked up, notable wins. Paul Felder, Ally Quinta, James Vick, lost to Barbosa, legend. Beat Gilbert Burns, beat Jim Miller, Mark DeCosti. Um, he has a lot of good wins. And I think he rightfully is. We need to go back. I think he rightfully is a top contender in this division. I the run that he has been on lately. Again, 35, very hungry, wants to get a shot at the title before he retires. It's tough. I really do like this fight. I really do. I think Dan Hooker has built it up tremendously. And yeah, you know, how do I want to say this? Do I want to be fully mean or somewhat mean? Arman Tsarukyan, the the arrogance he has. Again, you had a shot to fix this one, not only win the title, get that fight back, and you pull out with a back injury. You're examined by what they say is the best doctor in the UFC, and you don't fight anybody. You lost your shot there. I would have been like, oh crap, I need to heal up. I need to get a new fight quickly. And he's been healthy for months. He's been making posts on Instagram. He's been hanging out with Nina Drama. You should have been fighting months ago. We should have saw Arman Tsarukyan fight in the summer. I know he was the backup fighter for um Ilian Oliveira, and Dana White did say he did earn some points by stepping up and weighing in, but that doesn't mean he deserves a title shot after you cost the company a lot of money and nearly destroyed an entire card. Luckily, we had Renato Moicano there. Benio Dariush fought. I forgot who he fought. But, I don't know, man. It's the entitlement of these fighters. I like you look at this, right? One fight, well, one fight in 2024, one fight in 2023, or two fights in 2023, sorry. He had three in 22, that's good. He had two in 2022 and 2021, supposed to fight Hawk Cross, um, I don't know, on the same day, never mind. But again, like, I'm all for fighters being paid, but you are one of the top contenders in this division. You are the number one contender. Fight. Get out there. Be active. It's so annoying. It is annoying because let's pull up I let's pull up what do I 155 rankings, right? So let's go to the current best. You look at the top, right? Ilya fought at International Fight Week, sounding like he'll fight Gaethje at the end of the year, if not the start of 2026. Arman Tsarukyan hasn't fought since the Oliveira fight. Oliveira lost to Ilya, was supposed to fight, well, still is fighting apparently. Supposed to fight Rafael Fiziev, and Fiziev got injured. You got Max Holloway, who just beat Dustin Poirier, as a knockout win over Gaethje, but got knocked out by Ilya Topuria. Featherweight, Gamrot, right there. I think that again, they were talking about making the fight with Tsarukyan and Gamrot, but Tsarukyan didn't want to take the fight. Um, but I do like the Dan Harker fight better. I feel like a lot of my criticism comes from the whole saga that Arman had with Gamrot over the last, I would say, year. But then you got Justin Gaethje who's saying, "Give me a title shot or I'll retire." Fiziev just beat Ignacio Bahamondes after losing to Gaethje for the second time. And then you got Patty Benil, Dariush, Grant Dawson, Bahamondes. Like, we need to get this division going. I feel like every belt in the UFC should be defended twice. I really do believe that. I think that two fights a year minimum should be in their contracts. I know they guarantee one fight, I would demand you do 2 fights a year. If you don't do the 2 fights, we'll cut off this amount of money. And if you do more than the 2 fights, then we'll reward you with, I don't know, a 5%, 10% bonus on your fights, along with whatever fight bonuses you'll get. And if you really have a good performance, we'll take care of you both on that night and with your next fight. But you don't see that, man. You don't see that. Like, MMA Guru has a really good point when it comes to this whole fight of hate situation. On one hand, I want everybody to make their bag. I want everybody to succeed. But on the other hand, I also understand you need to keep your athletes hungry. You need to make sure that they have an incentive to be active. I think that they should scrap fight of the night bonuses. We're not really getting fight of the night's most pay per views. Go to a finishing based system, and then if they truly have a really good performance, both say both fighters or one fighter, you promote them, promote the athlete, Dana White, right? So, you have this good one, you making money, they promote you, you get followers on your social media. If you build your social media up, say you make a YouTube channel, do what majority of the stars in the UFC are doing, fight breakdowns, whatever the hell you want, make a cooking channel, knit for all I care, right? But you build your own brand by being connected to a multi-billion-dollar brand. And if you're not going to fight, if you are not going to give back something to this brand that has given you this platform, again, we're talking about Arman Tsarukyan, who doesn't need money. It's about the opportunity. And it's so annoying, man. It's lightweight, I would say, is the worst. But you look at heavyweight, you look at the saga that we've had up there. Middleweight is getting going. They're actually matchmaking perfectly, but it seems like all of these other divisions, none of these fighters promote themselves. The UFC doesn't promote themselves, so we are really stuck with looking at the top of the rankings and being like, well, we got Armand, we got Dan Hooker, we got Gaethje, we got Holloway. Instead of it being, all right, well, realistically here, I think that this guy has a really good chance of beating him. He needs a few fights. Okay? I mean, when you look at Ilya Topuria, like, I'll give you Yoel Alvarez. Let's say Yoel Alvarez coming off of the knockout against Rickard Close fights somebody, um, in this range, right? Say he fights Renato Moicano, has a spectacular win. Maybe he fights Benil Dariush. But then, you're going to have this guy, or one of these guys, jump into this position, and then they can tie themselves to Oliveira, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev is a fun fight. Ilya Topuria, the biggest star in the sport. You do not get this kind of opportunity in your division to not only rack up wins, build your legacy, move up on the imaginary GOAT list that we all have. But like, it's been a whole year of this shit. It's been a whole year of turning on the fights, looking at the fight card, and be like, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Who the fuck are these guys? And all the UFC needs to do is go on their page. I know Dana White does his thing, but say, fight week comes around. You have, 14 fights each card. You do 2 videos, 2 promo packages. Bring back Bruce Buffer. Bring back Bruce Buffer and hire him specifically to do the announcements. I would love that, man. Where you have Bruce Buffer come in, make a promo, and then at the end, Mike Goldberg says, I don't know, oh, whatever. I just miss Mike Goldberg, man. I love Goldie. I would love to interview him. I really would love to. I have so many questions. Again, I'm saying this about a lot of people in my recent videos. I have so many questions about the whole thing where they let him go. Um, but yeah. Um, like you look at this Instagram, right? You got Yuri Prohaska. You got Kyle Roundtree. They're building up this fight where I need to be careful about that actually. Um, they post this,
Congratulations, I'm coming. I'm coming!
right? Like you have a what team of how many hundreds, thousands probably. Well, at the level at at the stage that the UFC is at the amount of money they're at, there's no doubt in my mind they have a big media team. But again, do your job. Give us something. Give us some highlights that we see on the feed and we're like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. Let me look him up. They don't do any of that. It's up to MMA Guru, Lucas Tracy, Weasel, and all these top, YouTubers who I love all these guys. This is no disrespect to them. They should not be doing the UFC's fucking job and trying to teach everybody who people are. All you need to do is be like, hey, you know, put together 3 knockouts in this guy's Cage Warriors career, and then voice over it, do a cool walkout promo maybe, which would take like what 15 minutes to record, 10 minutes maybe if you do it quickly, and then boom, we're all hyped for fights. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below about Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Do you think this is the right fight for the two of them? Would you rather see Arman fight for the title? Or do you think that fighters in the lightweight division have gotten so entitled to the point where they don't want to fight anyone? Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Later.